welcome back, boys and girls. This is another battle here against MrChabry, and you might recall that he swept me in the NGDL 4, so he's coming out to my Twitch stream. I would like a little bit of revenge on him, but somebody wanted me to bring Dustbuster, and how can I refuse such a cute little thing like Dustbuster? But this is RU, so it's a few tiers ahead. Hopefully Dustbuster will be able to hold its own against some of these big boys, but I'm going to go ahead and lead with my Nidoqueen. Because I kind of anticipate this Jolteon. Now, I know he might have Hidden Power Ice, but I know I can take just one. So I actually just decided just to go for the Stealth Rocks, predicting a switch on his end. I don't think he wants to lose Jolteon so early, and he goes out into his Machamp. And, yeah, I'm going to get the Stealth Rocks up, and I don't see the Flame Orb or anything, so I'm kind of thinking this might be Assault Vest. I decided just to go for the Sludge Wave, my strongest move. It does actually almost half, which is not that bad, although I should be doing less now that he knocked off my Life Orb, and I decided just to go for it again. I end up getting the crit, though, so that is going to let me take out Machamp, so I kind of feel bad for that, but not really, since, well, 6.3%. That's all I'm going to say, 6.3%. If you saw the battle against MrChabry last time, you'll know what that means. But anyway, he comes into Blastoise, pretty much the most overused thing in Rarely Used, and he is just going to go ahead and pop off his Mega Evolution as I decide to go into my Melodic. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I can take a hit. He's probably just going to Rapid Spin, though, wanting to get rid of my rocks, and he does, which does pretty much nothing to Melodic. But he does get rid of the Stealth Rock, so that's not great, but I'm back to full health. And I end up deciding to go for the Ice Beam, predicting a switch, and indeed I get that what I want, the Vileplume, or the, yeah, I didn't know what else he would go into, but I kind of expected he had a few Ice Weak Pokemon, and I am getting the freeze, so now I feel kind of bad, alright? He hacked me out in that NGDL battle, but, yeah, I get the freeze now, so, yeah, kind of don't feel great, but it's part of the game, it's, what are you going to do about it? Vileplume, poor Vileplume, though, he got banned from NU, so now you have to use an RU, and of course it comes right in here in an RU match and just gets frozen as it comes in. But, and we'll be able to take it out, though, so that's fortunate for me, although now he's going to go out into Jolteon, which definitely is pretty scary with the threat of Thunderbolt, so I'm going to go straight back into my Nidoqueen. I'm hoping that he predicts that I'm a Special Defense variant, but no, he just goes for the Hidden Power Ice, which is smart, especially with the Life Orb, he will be able to take me out. I probably shouldn't have risked it, since he knew I had Life Orb and not Leftovers, but whatever. He is going to take some damage from his Life Orb, though, and I'm going to go into Dustbuster. Now I find out his Life Orb again, and I'm just going to go for the return, hoping to take this guy out. It is, Jolteon's pretty frail. Return is my strongest move. I am Scarfed. Unfortunately, doesn't take out Jolteon. But that's okay, because I get another shot at it, and there we go. Dustbuster picking up a kill here against Jolteon to take this annoying threat out. But in comes Honchkrow, who's pretty much one of the most annoying Pokemon ever. It's extremely dangerous. You have to be careful, and I know he's probably going to Sucker, but I was really worried about the pursuit. Thankfully, he does go for the Sucker as I go out into Melodic, and yeah, that will force him to switch out. He doesn't want to risk trying to damage Melodic when I can just Ice Beam, and he goes into the Blastoise, which is a wise play. So here I'm like, okay, I'd really like to get this thing Toxic Poison without Leftovers especially. It's going to wither this Mega Blastoise down pretty nicely. It's one of my best chances in order to get rid of this thing in a timely fashion, as he decides to go for a Dark Pulse, which, I get it, he needs to wither down my Melodic enough for his Honchkrow to take it out, and if he does that, he actually has a really good chance to sweep me with his Honchkrow. So yeah, he's just going to go for the Dark Pulse. I'm just going to go for the Recover to get back to full, because I really don't want to be withered down by this thing. Plus, it'll allow him to take a little bit more Toxic Poison, as I, yeah, just eat Leftovers for life, and yeah, he's just gonna go. He's gonna go. He's gonna switch out. He's gonna go into Noivern, as I actually decide to make a double switch. I end up going into my Serena, which isn't a great switch for me, because this Noivern can kick my butt. I was kind of hoping he'd just go for a Hurricane and maybe miss, but no, he's just gonna go for a Flyneum Z, so this should rightfully obliterate my Serena, which I was using because Ham likes it, even though Ham wasn't even there. So why would I ever use this thing? Look, it can't take a Supersonic Sky Strike. Come on, man. And he crits me for good measure. Don't think that mattered, but we're gonna say it mattered. So there. Anyway, in comes my Lycanroc. I resist flying. I don't resist a Draco Meteor. I'm hoping I can live one. This is actually like a gimmick set. It is Z Happy Hour, so I'm just gonna try to go for that as he goes for the Draco. And I do live just barely, thankfully. And I will set up my Z Happy Hour, which is a Omni Boost. And yeah, most notably, it's plus speed and plus attack, but also the other stats. So I will go for the Stone Edge, hoping not to miss this Noivern. and be able to take it out. So I'm just going to go for that, and I do connect with it, and that will take down the Noivern, but he will go directly back into his Blastoise. Now, I am worried that a Stone Edge would miss against this Blastoise, so I end up deciding to go for the Crunch, hoping that I can take it out from this range. Unfortunately, it doesn't, and yeah, that kind of sucks, because now he's going to be able to go for the Water Pulse. But it will leave this this Blastoise withered down enough that I can actually just go into Dustbuster, and I decide just to U-turn, kill this Blastoise, which will allow me to go back into my Melodic to face his last Pokemon, which is Honchkrow, because I know that matchup is pretty much the ideal matchup for me against that Honchkrow. So I'm just going to U-turn. I know that his last Pokemon, like I said, is the Honchkrow, so gonna just go into Melodic, and just going to go for an Ice Beam. Now, obviously, a Brave Bird is still going to hurt a ton, but I'm thinking that after the Ice Beam, after the Ice Beam, he'll hopefully take himself out with the Brave Bird. Ends up not, because I go for the Ice Beam. It does a little bit less than I thought. Maybe it's because what my investment is, but it does less than half, or it does a little over half. As he goes for a Brave Bird, won't quite, well, it's going to do a lot of damage. It takes me down to 58, but I'm like, you know what, I can just go for the Recover now. If he goes for the Sucker Punch, that's whatever, because it won't work. If he does go for the Brave Bird, it should be enough recoil to now take out the Honchkrow, so I just go for that Recover. And this Brave Bird does connect again, and you can see it. This Brave Bird is hitting me like I don't know if I don't think I'm fully defensive Melodic, but Jesus, that does a lot. And Honchkrow does go down, so it is a really dangerous Pokemon. I actually had a Honchkrow on my team too, but I never actually went into it. But yeah, so that was a fun battle. And today's question of the day is, which status condition coming off a secondary effect do you feel afflicts you more probably than any of the other ones? Like, obviously, most people are going to say burn because Scald is so prevalent. But if you actually think that you get burned more than most people, then you can answer that. As for me, I'm going to actually, I probably will actually go with burn. It seems to have like a 70% chance against me with Scald. He gets the burn and all that. Although when I'm dealing status conditions, I actually get the freeze off ice moves quite a bit, I've noticed. So that's probably my most lucky proc. But yeah, I guess you can leave your comment about the most lucky and unlucky proc that you have with secondary moves, secondary effects from moves. So yeah, leave a comment about that, and see you guys again next time. Later!